This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
I'm David Pakman. Welcome back to the show. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/midweekpolitics. And of course on Facebook, the new Facebook page, Lewis. There's just so much happening on there. And I know you're big on Facebook, facebook.com/midweekpolitics. A couple other things related to Arizona immigration. A Tama County Republican forum in Iowa where 6 candidates for the Republican nomination to face a Democratic incumbent opposed amnesty for illegal aliens. And they called for, not surprisingly, tougher enforcement of border security. Interesting that their borders are all other U.S. states. Here's something bizarre, though. Pat Bertroche, an Urbandale physician, said, "I think we should catch them. We should document them, make sure we know where they are and where they're going. I actually support microchipping them. I can microchip my dog so I can find it. Why can't I microchip an illegal?" Well, if you get an illegal and determine that they're illegal, wouldn't you deport them rather than microchip them? I don't understand it. And by the way, I don't think that treating people like dogs, the fact that we do something to a dog, do you know what we feed many dogs? I don't think that using what we do to dogs as a barometer for illegal aliens is smart or really fair.
Right, and I don't think you want the rest of the world to, think that that's how the U.S. is treating people.
No, certainly not. And the Major League Baseball Players Association is saying that this could have a negative impact on hundreds of players who don't carry papers with them. They're traveling all the time, and making the good point that there's no distinguishing characteristic between an undocumented alien and someone who's here legally. Well, that may be the case, but at the same time, we know what will be looked at. Will the distinguishing characteristics be wardrobe? Will it be how someone is dressed? Will it be how they are groomed? Will it be the color of their skin? Will it be their accent? I don't know. It could be all of those things. And Major League Baseball is being pressured to move the 2011 All-Star Game out of Arizona until they change the law. The Phoenix Suns, who are in the NBA playoffs right now, also will be wearing a jersey that instead of saying Suns, it will say Los Suns, in a show of solidarity, apparently, or at least with disgust with Arizona's SB 1070. Larry King remember Attorney General Alberto Gonzales? I forgot to forget that whole thing. He had him on, and he kept referring to him as General during the appearance, and I thought maybe that's how you refer to an Attorney General, but I don't think so, because at the end he actually said General Alberto Gonzales. I think Larry King is really losing it. Remember when he said, what was it that he said? Oh, he had Andre Agassi on, and he referred to him as the other tennis player, Pancho Gonzalez.
Classic.
I think I actually have it. Let's see.
We're back with Pancho Gonzalez.
Okay, and it was actually Andre Agassi sitting there. What an odd guy, that Larry King. I don't know how much longer that show's going to be on,
He still conducts some good interviews, but every once in a while, it seems like he might be demented.
Losing his marbles.
Yes.
In the middle of his 8th divorce as well. Hey, shouldn't the Tea Party be protesting the Arizona immigration law? Right?
I'd imagine.
It seems to me as if they oppose government intrusion, there is nothing more intrusive than carte blanche to stop anybody because they look like they might be illegal.
Right. Well, as we know, there's exceptions to everything.
When it's convenient.
I doubt they'd want to shut down the VA or Medicare and Medicaid, too.
Well, no, we know that they don't want to, even though they want, many teabaggers want the government out of their Medicare. Right. If you've ever heard anything more ridiculous than that, please let me know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Republican Party. The mainstream conservatives simply don't exist anymore. I was thinking the other day, people are talking about Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens as the liberal one now. He's retiring and he's the liberal one on the court, and who will replace him? We're losing somebody that now is considered a liberal, but when he joined the court in the 70s, he was a conservative. The Republican Party has just moved so far to the right that John Paul Stevens is now being thought of as a liberal, and we're seeing this everywhere. John McCain, who we've been making fun of recently because he claimed he never said he was a maverick after writing a book called Maverick. by many measures, he is a moderate conservative, right? I mean, I know many very liberal people would disagree with that, but McCain is a relatively moderate conservative. It's like Ted Kennedy losing an election in Massachusetts, what's going on with McCain. It's not a guarantee that he will win re-election in Arizona. It's not a guarantee he will even win the primary. And again, this was unfathomable 10 years ago, and I don't think John McCain has become more liberal by any means.
At his age, it might be a good thing, though. He's getting up there.
Well, that's another argument. And Arlen Specter, who hopefully will be joining us on the show, he had to switch parties, for crying out loud, because there simply was no place for a moderate Republican. I know he has a D after his name now, but he's a moderate Republican. There's no place for him in the Republican Party. Even Barack Obama 25 years ago would have been a moderate Republican, and Hillary Clinton a Republican, period. I don't even know how moderate Hillary would have been. By the way, Dennis Prager has written a piece where he claims that the fact that the left is pointing out that the Tea Party movement is all white actually means liberals are the real racists. I know, it doesn't make any sense, but he's saying liberals are noticing the whiteness of the teabaggers. That means they are the racist ones. It's essentially crying, it's reverse racism. It's crying reverse racism. It's not real. And it's amazing because no one but white McCain voters on the whole identifies with the Tea Party. That doesn't mean other races are being racist. It means there's nothing in there that would make them feel included.
Right. If you're using that logic, I mean, anytime anyone points out a lack of a certain ethnic group in any situation, you've got racism. Right.
And who are the racists? The ones who are pointing it out? The ones who aren't there? The ones who are excluding them? I mean, this is silly. Mentioning demographics is un-American. Lewis, did you know that the other day I heard Lou Dobbs on his radio show? Actually, maybe Lou Dobbs is a bad example. I heard Katie Couric mention that there are more and more Hispanics in the U.S. She's a racist. She's aware of demographics. It's silly, is it not?
It's ridiculous. Why do it?
I don't know.
Why complicate things like that?
It's a good question. Okay, let's go through. Do we want to go through this? Let's not. Let's skip the test until next week, actually. Midweek Politics is brought to you in part by Jackson & Connor, classically modern men's apparel in Northampton, Massachusetts on the second floor of Thorne's Marketplace, and by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.